Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League football showdown as the undefeated San Lorenzo Valley Cougars host the undefeated Santa Cruz Cardinals in a mid-season battle for the league title. Now let's go down to the field and join announcers Jeff Conley and Frank Lynch.
The hills are alive with the anticipation of a fine football game here this afternoon in San Lorenzo Valley. The all-red game, the Santa Cruz High School Cardinals and the San Lorenzo Valley Cougars, both 5-0 in what promises to be the game of the year. Welcome everyone to San Lorenzo Valley High School football field. And hello again. I'm Jeff Conley, and Frank Lynch is back from Travels with Trent. More on those travels later, but you sure know how to pick your spots when to come back for a good one.
What an exciting day. It's a beautiful afternoon, and there's got two great high school football teams out here. I couldn't be more excited.
5-0, 5-0. No one's been near either one of them. Maybe Santa Cruz has had a little threat from Watsonville, and Harbor scared them a little bit, but other than that, these two teams have just run away from the competition.
Yeah, they really have all season long, you know, and that brings in how dominating both of these teams really can be. I think San Lorenzo Valley has had a tougher preseason, and we'll see if Santa Cruz's offensive and defensive lines can hang with San Lorenzo Valley. I think that's the key.
Well, looking in the paper, it looks like San Lorenzo Valley really well-balanced attacks. It's very effective passing, very effective running. I don't know which establishes which, but it looks like a well-balanced attack. On the other hand, Santa Cruz looks like they'd prefer to run. How do you see it?
You're 100% right. I think the key today will be, can San Lorenzo Valley put first downs? Can they move the sticks? If they got to keep Santa Cruz's offense off the field because speed kills. And boy, does Santa Cruz have it. They can run in all positions, and that's the key to this game.
So whoever can stop the other guy.
Well, and then San Lorenzo Valley needs their best defense might be their offense. Can they ball control it? Can they get numerous first downs? You know, 8 and 12 first downs in a drive like that may really help them keep Santa Cruz off the field.
Well, we've got something special for you here this afternoon because of the nature of this game and how terrific it's supposed to be and how terrific it is on paper, given that they're both 5-0, and it very well could be the league championship game, but we might live to regret that given that Watsonville's still in this picture. We don't want to say that for sure right now, but while Frank and I take a walk up to the tower here behind us and get ready for the kickoff of this afternoon's game, I want you to take a look at this special we put together for you, a preview of these two teams.
San Lorenzo Valley players, coaches, and fans had plenty to chew on during the off-season after posting a terrific campaign last year. The 9-1 co-league champions were denied a spot in the CCS playoffs, coming up on the short end of a blind draw. But despite the fact that 7 first-team all-leaguers have moved on, the Cougars are out to reclaim that elusive postseason bid with the same winning attitude that guided the championship squad a year ago.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. This is a different team than last year, but they're carrying last year's feeling over with them. Their spirit is just exactly the same. So it's just going to be this team turning into this team. This team is not last year's team. It's much different, and we're going to have to find out how we're going to gel together to get the job done.
Helping to mold the Cougars into a playoff contender are team captains Ty Locatelli and Shane Sutcliffe, both linebackers. In fact, Sutcliffe earned all-league honors a year ago at linebacker and pounded out 5 yards a carry as a fullback. The tailback position has plenty of experience as well. Last year, as a junior, Frankie Amador ran for over 400 yards. This season, he'll share the load with junior tailback Greg Kelly, who rounds out a balanced triple-threat ground attack. Not that the Cougars can't go to the air. 6'3" wide receiver Landon Wells also returns with all-league credentials, hauling in 17 catches and 3 touchdowns a year ago. Senior Tony Noche is another target downfield with big play capability. Originating these aerials is a new face on the offense, that of quarterback Jeff Roberts, a junior who hasn't missed a beat, making the transition from the junior varsity to varsity. So with a little new and a little old, players like Locatelli feel that this year's collection of Cougars compares to last season's championship team.
Yeah, I think we're as good. We're missing some people like Elvis and Ross, but it compares because the juniors that came up this year are helping the team, and the seniors are just just working as hard as they can. So it's coming along good.
Both the offensive and defensive lines have progressed nicely thanks to some key returners such as Locatelli, Matt Ritchie, Dagan Green, Paul Owens, and Mike Griever, who all tipped the scale at over 200 pounds.
Our weapons, I think, come in the line. I think our linemen are our biggest asset to our team as offense. They're always there, and I think they're a strong point of our game. If our offensive line works, then we work.
It'll be a team effort on the other side of the ball as well, with Locatelli and safety Bobby Groves leading the way.
Defensively, our strength is going to have to be all 11 people when it comes down to it. Ty Locatelli is a very good inside linebacker, and I think we've got some strength there. And I think we have some strength in our defensive line, but what it comes down to, and what we haven't quite gelled to do yet, is to play completely together as an 11-man team. And so that's what we're looking towards, and I think we're going to achieve it in the next couple of weeks.
And you can bet that what any Doug Morris squad sets out to do will be achieved. The last several years of success at the Valley has instilled two factors that are tough to beat: unity and pride.
You know, I remember watching the games as a little kid, and now I'm actually playing the game. So we're just, you know, you're brought up as being a Cougar, and we come to play as Cougars and Santa Cruz Valley Cougars. And so we bring that with us in our hearts and in our minds and as we play. So I think that's the best thing about the school and about this community is we're the Cougars of Santa Cruz Valley, and that's how it is.
The Cougars, who come out to win only one game at a time. A formula that should earn the Valley something that was taken away a year ago, a CCS playoff berth. They're on the run at Santa Cruz High School, where the Cardinals have more firepower than the Allied forces. Back from last season, our quarterback, K.C. Kaiser, who threw for over 600 yards a year ago, and running back Neil Churchill, who romped for nearly 800 yards at the rate of 7 yards a carry. And as if that wasn't enough, this returning nucleus is bolstered by a junior varsity contingent that went undefeated in league last season.
Well, actually, for the last 2 years, that particular class has been really successful. And we just want to make sure that they're prepared for varsity competition because their coaches have done a really fine job with them all the way through. But when you reach that varsity level, it's just a change in the size of the bodies moving around out there and the speed that they move and the discipline, both offensively and defensively and special teams. So we hope that we can help them make that adjustment.
The primary forces of this junior class are running backs Reggie Stevens, number 1, and Jermaine Robinson, number 2, a pair of superior athletes that have the speed and agility to break a game wide open.
Yeah, we're really blessed with talent, and we hope that our line comes along offensively to help complement that.
The line will have to gel in order for the much-heralded offense to produce. And up front, the Cardinals will rely on returning starters Aaron Gleesman, number 56, Jason Dalvicio, number 62, and Josh Sutton, number 72, who will work overtime as a two-way starter.
Sutton, he's going both ways, but he's anxious to do that. He's willing to do it. And that attitude is good for the younger fellas also.
I hope so. I mean, the experience I had last year helped me so much, and then coming out here this year, and I just hope, you know, use that experience and teach the other guys, you know, just bear with it, man. It's a lot of fun just coming out here and playing.
The other role model is Churchill, who is the only returning all-leaguer on the squad. But the senior faces the difficult task of tutoring a young group of fellow running backs who will surely dilute the kind of numbers he put up a year ago.
With any senior, you look for leadership, and he's providing that, and it's turning out to be a good experience for him, too, from the standpoint of having the depth and the people behind him that are going to help him be the best running back he can be.
Add to the core of running backs the likes of Jason Nevin and Gabe Blanchette, and one would think the ground game is all the Cards would work on.
Yeah, it should be the strength, but the passing game is going to be another strength because in our offense, everybody can catch. So to go to college, you have to be able to catch. So Maharon's just trying to prove that everybody can catch.
Kaiser's excellent. I mean, the way his vision is, hits the ball where people want it. He's really good. I mean, I trust him. Just want to keep those guys off him. That's what I want to do.
Protecting the quarterback on one side of the ball and menacing the QB on the other. Sutton will anchor the defensive front alongside Ron Miller, number 74, Chris Grogan, number 77, Brendan Ianbandejo, number 80, and Albicio, number 62. Any offense that gets by that curtain will next have to deal with a defensive backfield that could be second to none, featuring Robinson and Stevens at the corners and Aaron Woliczko and Adrian Corcoran, number 25, at the safety positions.
Secondary is going to be probably the toughest in the league because we've got speed back there, they can hit, and I doubt they're going to get burnt.
We're making some changes defensively, and it's going to have to be in the secondary because we have the speed back there. We just hope that we're in the right position at the right time, and things will turn out well for us. And we put a lot of work into our group up front. So I would say our strength is in the secondary, and we hope that the front people live up to that standard.
The Santa Cruz Cardinals as a whole just might set a new standard, with the able and confident Casey Kaiser running a diverse offense that'll attack from all directions. The yardage should come in droves. So unless anyone can keep up with the speedy Cardinals, Santa Cruz could pull away with the league title.
So that's the way they looked on tape at the beginning of the season. It's now time to go live here from San Lorenzo, the big showdown between the San Lorenzo Valley Cougars and the Santa Cruz High School Cardinals at San Lorenzo. Hello again, everyone. Jeff Conley here. Frank Lynch is here. We'll be set to kick off in just a moment. Virtually perfect conditions here this afternoon, Frank.
You couldn't ask for any. No wind at all. No crosswinds. It's actually dead silence. The flags are just hanging still.
San Lorenzo Valley High Cougars 5-0, 5-0, 3-0 outside, 2-0 inside. Santa Cruz High will be on offense. Those are the numbers. Santa Cruz High will defend the north. Teams ranked 1 and 2 in offense in the league, 3 and 4 in defense in the league.
Obviously, everybody's going to be looking at number 2 on this play, Jermaine Robinson. He gets his hands on the ball. You know, every time the special teams could be really critical in a big matchup like this, Jeff, and oftentimes the special teams means the difference between winning and losing. And, you know, Jermaine gets his hands on the ball with that kind of speed. It can really turn the game around quickly.
It'll be Frankie Amador, number 40, for the San Lorenzo Cougars.
He's got a great leg. He may kick it to the end zone.
Probably prefer to do that right here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so. Gosh, I saw him in warm-ups, and he was fabulous. He's just ripping the ball.
.48 minutes of football to go from San Lorenzo. It will be Robinson. Robinson is to the 20. So across the 20. One man to beat. It's the kicker, Amador. He needs to just turn on the speed and keep going. Jermaine Robinson has scored a touchdown on the opening kickoff. Santa Cruz Cardinals 6. San Lorenzo Valley Cougars nothing. .13 seconds gone in the football game. Jermaine Robinson, 97 yards for the touchdown.
You know, they had a great, everybody made their blocks up front, and then he found that little crack, and just like you see in the pros, you see those guys just burst, and he's just gone. It's just a foot race. There's no one to even come close. When he made that first touch, Jeff, I said he's gone. He's gone.
Well, we were expecting drama here this afternoon, but certainly nothing of that caliber. That was
Santa Cruz having a hard time getting all their players out on the field.
Amazing way to start this game off. Ambrosio Torres will try the extra point. He's got 14 of them, and now 15 of them this year for Santa Cruz High School, and the Santa Cruz Cardinals lead it 7-0. So that was your warning. Come back from the refrigerator, sit down. This is going to be an interesting afternoon.
Whew. He covered that pretty fast, you know, with all those units, with all those pads on and everything. He took off and ran. That was great.
Well, people looked like they were strung out across the 20-yard line. He just picked a hole in the string, and away he went. It was kind of an interesting. You've taught me about the the different wedges, that one looked like it was just straight across the field.
They didn't set up a wedge blocking. It looked like they might have done some picking inside, but as soon as he crossed that, about the 25-yard line, as soon as he crossed that first line, there was Amador, who's the safety, who's naturally the kicker, and that's it. And he made that one cut to his left, and Amador just was incapable, speed-wise, to catch him at that point. There was someone that gave chase. I'd like to get his number.
Exactly. I couldn't get his number, but there was someone closing, but then suddenly he wasn't closing.
Yeah, it was just like he put it in overdrive. Thank you. I'm out of here.
Well, we knew he was going to get the 20. They gave him the 20. They conceded the 20-yard line. That's where they set up the line of defense, but it was porous, to say the least.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You know, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. I've had a number of teams when I was coaching that we'd return that first kickoff and, you know, for a touchdown, and you just kind of deflate you at that point. It comes too easily. Here's the kickoff.
So Torrey's kickoff after a fancy run-up.
Oh, here's the cluster. Here's the cluster. Who's got the ball?
Interesting.
Well, Santa Cruz diagnosed that brilliantly, didn't they?
Brian Mercer ended up with a football, and tell us about this cluster, will you?
Well, I've seen this a few times. I didn't know they're going to do it, but everybody comes into a cluster, and cluster return, and they all get in the middle, and then everybody goes different ways. They really don't block for one another. It was well executed.
Well, I tell you, if anybody had trouble getting up for this game, that trouble is gone now. 20 seconds into it, we've seen two plays, one of them a touchdown, and one of them I never heard of before, the cluster.
Well, what San Lorenzo Valley needs to do is not get crazy here. You know, it's only 7-0. It's very early in the game. They need to stay with their game plan, which is to run the ball and throw the ball short.
So it's Roberts at the helm and wearing a different number than and I was told he'd have. Looked like number 11, and he's wearing number 5.
Well, no, number 5, Jeff Roberts, is going to be the quarterback. It is 5.
All right, they changed that number.
Yeah. But
I do have him as 5. He is the quarterback. I thought he was. I just wanted to make sure the number was right.
Number 80 made the initial contact on that. And you want to give him his name?
Ian Badejo.
Ian Badejo.
Must be.
Gosh, you're a genius.
Brothers with the other one. Brendan Ian Badejo.
Yeah, nice hit.
I'm not vouching that that's perfect, but close enough for this afternoon. Roberts now on 2nd down and 6. Good blocking to the far side. Good power running there. It was Greg Kelly with the run, and he was tackled by Gabe Blanchette of Santa Cruz.
Gabe Blanchette's gotten bigger since we saw him as a young kid. You know, they list him at 5'11", 200 pounds. He looks pretty studly out there, Jeff. Nice tackle. That's a basic off-tackle sweep.
3rd and inches. The ball on. What is it on?
About the 24-yard line. 25, somewhere in that range. Yeah.
All right.
They had the ball 1st and 10 at the 15, so they're coming out of their own end zone.
3rd down, they trail by 7. Only 2 minutes gone in this football game. Roberts with a long count. Gives it again to Kelly. Kelly powers. I don't believe they'll measure for it. He'll have it. They won't need to measure. It'll be a 1st down.
They're doing exactly what I talked to the offensive coordinator, Mark Christensen, going into this game, Jeff. They want to move the sticks and keep Santa Cruz off the field for obvious reasons because of that speed and get 1st downs and kind of control the ball, time of possession.
Well, Greg Kelly's been the main man so far. 2 out of the 3 carries, 42 attempts coming into this game. 253 yards, averaging 6 yards a carry, and he has a touchdown. We presumably will see a lot more of him this afternoon. Now Kelly looking to throw 1st time. Has Kelly. Good for about 4 or 5 yards. Aaron Woliczko is there. Number 11 for Santa Cruz.
Going both ways. Quarterback too, isn't he, Jeff?
Woliczko? No, Woliczko will not be the quarterback. I don't think K.C. Kaiser.
Oh, Kaiser will be the quarterback.
Woliczko will be at wide receiver and linebacker, and maybe we'll see him at tight end too. He's certainly got the tight end size.
Yeah, 6'5", 90 pounds. Good-looking kid out there. He had the flat covers.
We got Amador back there, and this man Kelly. And Kelly dives towards the leading edge of the 1st down stick, and I think he has the 1st down.
Oh, yeah, he's got it by a yard or so, Jeff, and that's just a quick pitch. They run that wing tee offense so well. It's not real fancy, but they get their offensive linemen pulling. You can watch as the game goes on. They do get their offensive linemen out running, and they block people downfield.
So the game plan, you say, is to grind it out if they can and keep the ball away from Santa Cruz.
It's the second first down they've made. They've controlled the clock so far. They've used up, 6 minutes almost. So that's what they wanted to do.
Roberts. To Kelly. Kelly slipped and fell and gets smashed right away by Josh Sutton, number 72.
Blanchett was in on the tackle too, Jeff, and that's what happened. He fell. I haven't had any water. The field is actually in reasonably good shape, considering the water rationing and everything they've had. It's in pretty good shape. But where they're playing right now, you can see that it's a little brown out there on the field.
Everything else is extremely dusty.
Yes.
The track was very dusty. Just walking across it, you think you're in Desert Storm.
They got a 3-receiver side out here. They got 3 receivers to the side.
But the football goes to Amador. Amador! Shoestring tackle by Woliczko again. Woliczko playing tough out of that outside linebacker position this afternoon. 7:30 now left in the first quarter. 7-0 San Lorenzo. It's going to be third and a big 8 for San Lorenzo.
Nice tackle on that play. They came out in trips and they ran to the trips, which generally you don't want to run. I mean, generally you don't run out of that 3-receiver formation, but they made it look good, and I thought if he could have gotten by that, it would have been in fine shape. Penetration kills him. You see that guy shooting in, almost making the tackle initially on Amador, really creates you to change your path. It's a big third down play, although it's early in the game, Jeff, but there's only 7, they've used up a lot of time in this first quarter, so.
Santa Cruz had the ball 13 seconds. They scored in the opening kickoff. Then San Lorenzo's ball sent. They only have it at their own 40-yard line.
One back offense.
In and out of the hands of Landon Wells, I think, or was it Tony Noche?
No, you're right. I think it was Landon Wells, Jeff.
Landon Wells is 82. Noche is 86. In and out of the hands of Wells. A well-thrown ball by Roberts, and you can see why he's run up the stats he has. Roberts 48 for 75. 64% completion rate coming into this football game. 2 interceptions as opposed to 11 touchdowns. So a fine year.
The ball kind of hung up there a little bit. It kind of floated a little bit, Jeff. And sometimes when that happens, receivers get a little anxious. They're waiting for that ball to come down. And it's almost what it. And then plus he was working against the sidelines. I don't know how much room he had over there.
Now Noche goes right. Mercer goes left as they punt it away. Roberts' kick will be covered by Mercer, and it'll roll out of bounds here at the 22, 23-yard line, maybe the 24-yard line of Santa Cruz, and we'll see those Cardinals on offense for the first time today. Although they lead 7-0, the opening kickoff went for a touchdown.
And we know what kind of offense they run. They've stuck with that fly offense that North Monterey County brought into the league years ago. They've stuck with it. They run that very well. Their quarterback is the key. Can he hide the ball? Number 7, Kaiser, and that's been the trick. They handle the ball and they confuse people. It's a very misdirection-oriented offense.
So we'll see a lot of Churchill, 22, Robinson, 2, and Blanchett, 39, probably this afternoon. Robinson goes in motion. The play comes up the middle.
Looks like Blanchett.
The carrier is Blanchett. No, it isn't. It's Neil Churchill. Blanchett we may or may not be seeing quite a bit this afternoon. Reggie Stinkins, as you all know, is not eligible to play in this football game. So maybe Blanchett will get more of a chance. We will see a lot of Churchill. We have already seen a lot of Jermaine Robinson. The Cougars have seen a lot more than they thought they were going to see.
I was going to say, they didn't want to see that much of him.
So it's 2nd down and 8. And pitch out to Robinson, trying to get the corner. Does have the corner. And has the first down. He's brought that football all the way up to the Santa Cruz 37 or 38-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 again for the Cardinals. 5:53 left in the first quarter. They lead at 7-0.
And I like what he did there is after he made the cut and he moved up the field, he knew where he was. As soon as contact came, he was able to dip his shoulder, lower his shoulder pad level, and get in, and he delivered a blow offensively. I mean, he's not going to take too many hits. He's going to deliver some hits offensively. That's a nice run.
San Lorenzo Valley Cougar crowd is really quiet right now.
Yeah, the whole stadium's quiet.
It is.
Quick pitch again.
Guy's quiet too. This is Churchill. Churchill breaks a couple of tackles. He breaks this one, it's trouble. It's trouble enough. He's very close to a first down. He's up about the 47, 48-yard line. The Sticks are at the 48. We'll see.
You remember Neil Churchill was our player of the week last year or player of our game last year in the opening game. Had about 120 yards rushing that game against Harbor.
He's had 49 carries coming into this game, 388 yards, 8-yard average per game. This is a very explosive offense. You look at Churchill, 8 yards a carry. Robinson, over 9, almost 9.5. Blanchette, 7.5 yards a carry. That's not for 4 or 5 carries. That's 49, 28, 22 carries. That's explosive running. Those are big holes.
Well, they got tremendous speed, and as you saw there, they obviously have strength, too, because they're running through some of the tackles, and San Lorenzo Valley needs to tackle those folks and get a lot of people to the ball, so the first guy can't knock them down. You get a number of people to give you some help, and they got to do a better job tackling, plain and simple. It wasn't very close. They brought the Sticks out. It wasn't very close to a first down.
And gang shows it to be about a yard. 2nd and 1. Dangerous defensive situation for the Cougars here. The Cardinals with the ball 2nd and 1.
Yeah, they might go play action. They got one back at home. They may go play action, try to throw it deep.
Blanchette down there. There goes Robinson. Robinson gets the football. Robinson has the first down, but not by a lot. Just the forward motion. The forward progress will give it to him if that's the spot they saw. It's right down our line.
I'd say it's first down. You can see where the linesman's got it pointed out there.
First down, Santa Cruz. So an interesting football season in SCCAL. A couple of teams have fallen from glory. Watsonville trying to hang on to glory. San Lorenzo right back at the top of the pack where they finished last year and then got left out of things.
Yeah, North Monterey County making a comeback.
Oh boy, they might be back.
Yep, they might be. They got the quarterback, that really helps.
Trying to make an impression before they move up in leagues, too.
That's right, they better.
Sort of like those Bulldogs from Fresno. That's Churchill. Churchill's got very little.
Yeah, straight ahead dive play. And the defensive line from San Lorenzo Valley played that very well. And offensively, they're just not moving people off, the Santa Cruz offensive line.
So what do you think about the Condors moving out?
I think it's a mistake, but, I guess because of location and the travel. Exactly. And the natural rivalries, I guess, that have already developed, although I can't imagine any rivalries greater than North Monterey and Watsonville and North Monterey and Aptos.
Really?
And the Valley. I mean, I think they've been great rivalries over the years. So
they will be missed.
I'm really disappointed to see them go, personally.
Me too. Now Kaiser on 2nd and 9. Going to keep it. Nope, still behind that line. Lets it fly. Robinson leaps and catches it out of the air, and what a player this guy is. Well, that was not exactly an easy ball to catch. He was sideways to it, and he had to leap.
Well, what kind of composure does Kaiser have, though? He comes out there, knows where the line of scrimmage is. I thought he might pass that thing. He has 3 people in front of him after he breaks through a little bit, and he gives a fake pass and then taps the pot over to Jermaine. What a tremendous heads-up play by the quarterback.
Good peripheral vision, you tell you. Had that stick in sight the whole time. Of course, the sticks here are pretty vivid.
The thing is, Jeff, too, is that on that...
Look at them over there across the way. I mean,
but he had to throw that ball a little high because he had 3 guys standing between he and Jermaine, and he had to get it over their heads. I'm pretty impressed. That was a pretty heads-up play. He's not a real big guy either.
Brendan Iambadeo is wide left. Blanchette behind. Blanchette gets the football. Blanchette barrels for about 5.
Jeff Kaiser is one of the leading passers in the conference or in the SCCAL, and he's completed 20 of 39 passes for just over 50% of his passes. That's pretty good.
Got it? Next time. Right now, as a matter of fact. Right now.
2:41 in the clock moving here in the first quarter at San Lorenzo. The Santa Cruz Cardinals leading 7-0 with the football on 2nd and 8.
Good fake.
Kaiser to Churchill. And the Cougar defense is starting to stiffen, very perceptibly so. The last couple of plays, they've been all over matters. That tackle by Ernie Porter, the 6', 185-pound senior from San Lorenzo.
They played that well, and the play just took too long to develop, so the offensive linemen going downfield to make the block for Churchill were just unable to sustain their blocks out there. You know, offensive linemen are not normally doing that. They don't make blocks in the open field, and it's the hardest thing that they have to learn and to do is to make a block on the run. Valley played that very well.
So now 3rd and 8. A couple of fancy-looking plays have come up rather empty for the Cardinals.
Draw play.
Churchill needs a couple more yards. He's not going to get it. Brendan Ian-Pateo is there again.
It's a good idea because, you know, you don't want to sometimes risk the pass, but the way Kaiser's kind of runs around back there, and you might want to take a chance.
So 4th down, the football at the 35-yard line of San Lorenzo. The Cardinals will kick it.
No safety back for San Lorenzo Valley to catch the ball either. Oh, now we go back. Tony Noche back. Fake punt.
The fake.
It's an option. It's an option. Nicely executed.
Football goes to Quillisi. Quillisi, I don't know. That's close.
They got I think they got a face mask on the Valley on that one. First down anyway.
Did he make it?
Yeah, I think he did.
And then he's going to get a bonus. No, first down, a bonus, a late hit or a face mask.
I think it's face mask. I saw it kind of as the guy was going down.
Couldn't have been a Santa Cruz guy. Quillisi was over there pretty much alone.
Yeah, face mask.
Oh, tough call on the Valley.
Great call by Santa Cruz, though, to run a fake punt. And the way they did it, they came out and run option. They got Kaiser as the up back, who you generally put a fullback in that up back position because you have to block so many guys. And he ran that option very well, strung it out, made them commit on him, catch the ball at the very last moment. I'm impressed with Kaiser today, Jeff.
They trust a lot of guys, the Cardinals, and give it to Quillisi, the junior, to finish it up. And he did strongly.
Yeah.
There were a lot of black shirts there when he got there, and he fought to hang on to his space. Of course, that became moot as soon as the flag came down because they were going to get a lot more than they needed out of that.
But still, they executed what they had to do. And, you know, they've used up the rest of this first quarter. It's been a fast-moving quarter. High school ball is so much faster than college ball.
Isn't it, though?
Oh,
just shoots right by.
College is
with a ground
agonizing.
attack.
Oh, just agonizing.
Football inside the 15. First down for the Cardinals. They lead at 7-0. Maine Robinson bounces off one tackle, evades another. But look at the man go. He's inside the 5, and that was just good running. He did that with his quick feet.
Well, you know what else he did it with, Jeff? Tremendous strength and balance. When he got knocked over a little bit, he just kept going, and he took that hit on his quad and was able to keep on going. I'll tell you, they have looked brilliant, haven't they, on individual basis? Kaiser, Germain, Churchill, and they're running. Great-looking running backs.
So Robinson will take a break, and we'll have a 2nd and 2.
That was tough 8 yards.
That really was. It looked like more. Football at the 6.
Didn't get much there.
Nothing.
You know, they haven't had much success running inside. They keep trying, and as you know, with that offense, you have the ability to trap inside, which is pull guards and quick hitting traps in there, and it's been very successful over the years. And then once they start to sink on the inside, then you run the outside plays. Today it's been the opposite.
Well, speed goes to the side, and here comes
That's right.
some speed back into the football game. You were saying at the top of the show that you thought that San Lorenzo's line would be a little bit stronger, so they're going to have to turn those guys and not go at them, I guess.
Well, they need to penetrate. They need to stop them before they get too far outside. But even at that, they've done that. And even at that, Germain and Churchill and Neal have been able to run through the blocks. Run through the tackles and still gain significant yardage.
A timeout here. I think we've had a couple so far in the game. They've been efficiently used.
Well, the Valley called that one there. They called that one.
The band picks up my favorite tune. Not allowed to play that in Palo Alto anymore, but it's all right.
That's a great song. One of the great fight songs of all time, huh?
Written in the early part of the 20th century.
You need that little pixie guy running around. What do they call that guy? A little green?
He's a leprechaun.
Leprechaun, that's what the guy is. Doug Morris out there with his team. And the Dancing Panther. They got 2 downs to make this. Santa Cruz does. It's 3rd and just a little bit. It looks like a yard, and that's about it, Jeff.
Look at this setting here.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Could be Boulder, Colorado, huh? Could be almost anywhere.
Boulder.
It's perfect, isn't it?
I love Boulder.
Perfect right here. Kaiser.
They're going to throw it.
Out of the crouch. Good fly. That's Woliczko.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Santa Cruz. He made that look easy, didn't he?
Well, I'll tell you why he made it look
too darn
easy.
Big.
Yeah, they kept put 6'5" on Brian Mercer, who's a great athlete, but he's 5'9". So 6'5" beats 5'9" in jump ball.
Yeah, he had him screened too.
Yeah.
He just had the position. He turned around. He just made it look easy. I wasn't sure of his spot on the field, but he knew right where he was. He was over the line. Touchdown Santa Cruz. They lead at 13-0. 33 seconds left in the first period.
Great throw by Kaiser, Jeff. Really on the money.
And Torres will make it 14-0 as he now has 16 extra points this year, and he's locked in a battle here with Frankie Amador, who has 17. So Aaron Woliczko scores the touchdown. Ambrosio Torres kicks the extra point. 14-0 Santa Cruz. And the Valley may have to abandon the game plan or grinding it out soon and just go to the air and do what they do.
Well, I think they need to throw it, but I think they need to pick and choose. I think they still want to stay with their run game, Jeff. But, time's becoming a factor right now. That was a brilliant drive by Santa Cruz. They went the length of the field. They used a fake punt. They gambled a little bit, and it paid off. But I don't know how much of a gamble that is. You punch the ball in the end zone anyway.
Right. They put 20 yards at risk and ended up with a touchdown, basically.
And it was a very good call on Ron Mahiron's part.
The penalty, though, Frank. The penalty was brutal.
Right. The penalty was awful.
They had him stopped there, and I think they were going to get the first down anyway. You saw that they had the first down. So that...
but you tack 15 on top of that, it really hurts.
Makes it real easy the rest of the way. Not only do you lose what looked to be a defensive stop because of a trick play, you then give them half the distance remaining for the touchdown just for a little extracurricular activity, and it's just a bit too much. Now let's watch Santa Cruz. I don't know what... We saw the cluster deal before.
Well, now they have
what kind of a kickoff this is.
Well, look,
here they come.
Here they come. They have a cluster kickoff cover, too. Everybody, this is nuts.
The secret word today is cluster.
Let's
say
see
the secret word.
Let's see what they do.
The money.
Oh.
Little scribber. Now, who are they afraid of? This is picked off by Matt Arroyo. Arroyo brings it up to the 41. I don't know. You think that was the play?
It sure looked it because he topped the ball. It looked like he did it on purpose because he almost slowed up before he went there. Maybe they're afraid of that cluster return.
They gave him a pretty good piece of field position there. They have it at the 37-yard line with very little effort. But the Cougars trail by 14 points. An opening kickoff touchdown return by Jermaine Robertson. 97 yards the man went.
San Lorenzo knows how to come back. They've been behind the season before. They know how to come back, Jeff.
We have had some great games out there. This very well could be one of them. This is Mercer. Or I beg your pardon, Shane Sutcliffe. Shane Sutcliffe with the carry. First time to see him this afternoon. Sutcliffe has had some work this year. 48 carries, 243 yards coming in. He averages 5 per carry. And we've reached the end of the first quarter with the score. Santa Cruz 14 and San Lorenzo Valley nothing.
You're watching the Santa Cruz Channel. United Artists Cable Channel 3, serving...
Do you want to win a trip to the...
First snap of the second quarter coming up. We got a 14-0 football game. These guys are behind. These guys, the Cougars. Roberts lets it fly.
They're going to get a hold call back here.
That's Noche. I beg your pardon, that's not Noche. That's number 85, Josh Kersey. Kersey with the catch. Kersey has a first down and a lot more, but there's a penalty going against the Cougars. Take it all back.
Illegal man downfield. That play took so long to develop, and the quarterback, Jeff Roberts, was hanging out over there, and the offensive lineman somehow must have gone downfield on that. Big break for Santa Cruz. Awful break for San Lorenzo Valley.
Well, the breaks have gone Santa Cruz way. There's been 2 penalties, and they've both been huge against San Lorenzo.
Yeah, bring up about a second.
Those are the only 2 I've seen.
About 8, yeah.
2 flags. That's pretty low amount, really, in a game of this import, so they're playing it fairly cleanly, but the mistakes have been huge against the Valley. Costly to the Cougars. So here it's 2nd and 8. Roberts with a little flip off to the side. That one's closed down right away by Adrian Cochran. The receiver was Landon Wells.
The defense from Santa Cruz kind of almost knew what that play was going to happen before it happened. Number 2, Jermaine, I saw him going. He was pointing to that wide receiver, moving the DB, number 25, up a little closer to him so that he'd have a better shot at defending him. And by gosh, they threw the ball there.
So Jermaine Flair, free safety?
He's playing in the middle. He's playing free, but he's kind of playing the wide side of the field a little bit. Now he's going to move.
Is it a signal caller back there?
It sure looks that way. It sure looks that way. Now they're with a 3rd and significant yardage.
And he pulls Cochran back now. It's Roberts on offense. That's a fly for Noche, who makes the grab. He's out of bounds. He has the first down at the 35-yard line of Santa Cruz, and Roberts has some big targets to throw to. Noche, 6'2", 200, looks bigger.
Yeah, he is. He's a good-looking, and he went up high to catch that ball. And Jermaine was kind of hanging around, and they had cover underneath, and Jermaine was the overcover, the top cover behind him, and he just didn't get there in time to converge on the ball. Big first down, lots of yards.
Cougars now 1st and 10 in Santa Cruz territory, trailing by 14, but threatening here. Dancing around, coming out of the backfield is Kelly. Kelly just keeps twisting, turning, and driving and gets it across the 25.
That should be enough for a first.
If it's across that 25, it will be a first down. Let's wait for the spot.
Nice run on Kelly's part, but nice play calling, too. You know, everybody's thinking pass, and he hands the ball up underneath. Nicely done.
The ball spotted on the line. It is first down, San Lorenzo. On the march now.
Defensively, Santa Cruz is getting very little penetration with their defensive line, and San Lorenzo Valley doing a nice job protecting for Robertson at the quarterback. Whoops.
It's now to Amador. Amador taken down on the high side, and get that man for you in a minute. Number 74, Ron Miller. Good spot from our man in the truck directing this afternoon, Mark Ligon.
Now that was the first time the Santa Cruz defense has penetrated the line of scrimmage. They did a nice job.
Well, in other venues they have cold, gray October afternoons, and in our environs we have warm, wonderful October afternoons, and this is one of them. We hope you're enjoying it. This is our Santa Cruz Channel Sports Game of the Week from San Lorenzo Valley, the Cougars and the Cardinals. The all-red game. A battle it promised to be. A battle it is. 9:41 left in the first half. 14-0. The Cougars on the move. Handoff goes to Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe gets a few. Sutcliffe, at those 48 carries this year, has averaged 5.1 yards per carry, and this is a big play offense too. Frank Kelly averaging 6, Sutcliffe with 5, and Amador with 8 yards per carry.
They execute real well up front. They block real well, and those running backs run hard. I mean, that was a hard run. It may have only picked up 6, and may not have looked real dramatic, but there was some hitting going on at the end of that play. You can even hear it up here, and I got headsets on.
Now it's the Santa Cruz Cardinals side of the field, turn to be quiet. As the Cougar group can start hooping it up. Roberts lets it rip. Intercepted by Robertson, who came from nowhere. The ball tapped out of his hand. That's James Sutcliffe, I think, on top of it, and what a strange turn of events there. I don't know where Robinson came from.
Well, he was sitting back there waiting for the ball to be thrown, and it'll be a first down for San Lorenzo Valley. He's waiting back there. He's just kind of hanging around. When that ball was thrown, he was gone. He jumped that puppy.
Well, that's one way to move the sticks.
Yeah.
We don't know where Robinson came from, and Robinson doesn't know where Sutcliffe came from.
Well, Robinson just lost the handle on the ball. He wasn't hit. He just was running. He may have tried to switch hands or something because it looked like he had some more room to run, and he just dropped the ball. And luckily for San Lorenzo Valley, they were able to fall on him.
It looked like Deion Sanders there playing both sports at the same time. He made the shoestring catch like an outfielder and then took off like a football player with the ball and the break, the first big break for the Valley this afternoon.
A lot of blockers out in
Amador.
front.
He's hanging on to it. He's got the outside. He's got Robinson to beat. He won't do that, but he's going to be very close, very, very close to the orange cone. That's going to be about as close as you can get to a touchdown without having one. It's going to be first and 4 cracks for the touchdown from a foot.
Well, you might want to take that big quarterback and have him lean over the line of scrimmage.
That was an exciting high school football play. This game is everything it promised to be. It's the most fun this year, Frank. I tell you pick your spots to come back.
That's right. I'm lucky. That was a nice run. Had plenty of blockers out in front of him, too. That was well done by San Lorenzo.
Robinson, the Cougars at home, trailing by 14, and now by 8 as they score the touchdown. The Cougars have the touchdown. They give it to Sutcliffe again. They like to work their backs consecutively, don't they? They give Kelly 5, 6, 7 carries, get him warmed up, and now the ball's going to Sutcliffe.
Well, they had talked earlier. I talked to Mark Christensen, and he talked about they wanted to use a lot of backs, let a lot of kids have, times at the plate, some hits and carries, so that everybody can move the ball around, and that's what they're doing.
Oh, the Cougars score with 8:12 left in the first half. Now the extra point attempt.
Bad snap
by Frankie Amador, who converts it anyway. And it's 14-7. Santa Cruz leading the San Lorenzo Valley Cougars. The good news, the Cougars get 7. The bad news, they're going to have to kick off again into the teeth of who knows what.
Yeah, they might be a little careful kicking off this time. They may not kick it quite as deep. They may kick it on the ground. I'll tell you, that's an impressive drive by San Lorenzo, and boy, they've had some ugly things and unlucky things happen to them early, and boy, it sure didn't happen that time. It was lucky that they were able to fall on the ball, because that Jermaine had killed their drive with that interception.
I tell you, Frank, we have a nice job sitting here in the tower high above San Lorenzo Valley Field. The balloons are in the air, the girls are dancing, the crowd is clapping, the whole scene is marvelous. And this is the team that's behind.
I know. Well, that was a big boost to them. There's still a lot of time left in the first half. Anything can happen, of course, but they've played, they haven't done anything to hurt themselves. The kickoff return's been the difference. The kicking game.
Yeah, last week your stand-in Gene Johnson, I know a good friend of yours, he was all over that kicking game. He loved talking about that. Quillisi in and out of his hands. Somebody jump on it. I don't know. Whose football is it? Santa Cruz comes up with it.
Well, you know what he was trying to do, Jeff? He was going to try to pitch it back to one of those running backs, the Cardinal, and whoever it was it number 21?
Well, it was Quillisi. Quillisi made the big play for the first down previously on the trick play to sustain that drive for Santa Cruz, so I don't know whether he was trying to grab it and run or not, but they nearly caught that guy.
He turned around, and it looked like when he was fumbling around for the ball down there that he was going to pitch it back to one of the running backs and let them run with it. And at that point, it's just too long. You've got to jump on the ball or just put it away and run with it. Awful field position for Santa Cruz, and San Lorenzo, the tide has certainly turned.
Now the clock has suddenly stopped moving with the rapidity it was earlier, with 7:39 left in the first half. The pitch out goes to Churchill. Churchill trying to get around the corner and does. A couple of slip tackles over there. Finally pushed out on the far side. It looked like maybe number 18, Bobby Groves, who closed it out. There were a couple of other Cougars over there. Well, credit grows from this distance.
He looked like Jimmy Brown, didn't he, with that straight arm? He really has that straight arm. Or Ricky Waters for those the new spectators. Many of us remember Jimmy Brown. Timeout Santa Cruz. Curious that he called timeout at this point.
So the second down and a long 5. Got to go in my pockets here. They're announcing lost keys. I have mine. It's kind of tough being up here in the office with these guys doing all the details there. They spend credit cards. We could have had a trip to Miami here a few minutes ago. A lot of glee here this afternoon at San Lorenzo Valley High School. The football facility here, I don't know if it has an official name.
You know, I don't.
Official name? Why don't you ask Gary there?
Does this have an official name? Is it for a stadium? Yeah.
No name stadium in San Lorenzo Valley.
Cougar
Land, Cougar Stadium. Beautiful place. We told you about that over the years.
Cougar Field is what they call it here, Jeff.
Cougar Field, they call it, we've been told. Gary Grellman, the basketball coach at San Lorenzo Valley, doubling up on the microphone. He's the park announcer this afternoon. Finally had something to announce to his liking. The Valley has scored. It's 14-7, and now the Cardinals back from their timeout.
Whoa.
Got out with a passing play up to Woliczko. Can't quite get there. Looked like he was trying to find room to run or misjudged the ball just a little bit because the ball appeared to be well thrown.
Well, Woliczko did a very nice job of breaking up the interception because both San Lorenzo people had eyes on the ball, and they had much better position to catch. He did a nice job reaching through and knocking that ball so it couldn't be caught by anyone.
There were black shirts everywhere.
I wonder why when you're running the ball at 5 yards of crack, you want to throw that deep after you want to turn momentum away. Now San Lorenzo Valley's called a timeout.
Looking for the quick hit. There's quite a little chess game going on here right now.
Yeah, but there's 7:22 in the quarter here still left, Jeff. It's we're not down the last 2 minutes. I'm wondering.
You're back, but you're prepared.
There's Santa Cruz brought a great crowd to this game.
They did.
They're all along. They're in the end zones. They're along the fences. It's SRO only, standing room only here at Cougar Stadium.
And out in the field, so you look at the Cougars on the sideline. We now have full vision.
The water boy out of the game. The tank's almost bigger than him. There's Tex Ronning, assistant coach for Santa Cruz, been there 27 years.
Cardinals ready again. They've got Jermaine Robinson wide left. Woliczko to the right. They got the big man. They got the speed. Kaiser wants to throw. Too much time. He's stuck. With the sack. Kaiser goes down. Going to bring up a 4th down, and after a 2nd and 5, the Cardinals went nowhere but backwards.
Well, Santa Cruz must have seen something in the secondary to think that they could throw deep because they haven't tried throwing they have not in this game thrown the shorter pass, and 3rd and 5, all you need is 5 or 6 to get a first down.
Well, maybe they're getting tired back there. They are missing a runner. Reggie Stevens, as you all know, suspended for this football game. Quillis's kick bounces at the 50 and comes backwards. Finally, better step.
Churchill
kind of, it was Churchill, number 22, you're right. He did a little soccer trick with the football.
Now he's going to stop it from rolling backwards in front.
Kind of controlled it with his feet there a little bit.
Well, the Valley got a good roll on that because generally when a ball rolls like that, when it's punted and not fielded, you're looking at 13 yards against you, and in that case, it worked to their benefit.
Well, break's evening up here just a little bit.
Santa Cruz looks a little tired, Jeff. I mean, they got their hands on their hips where they're standing around.
They're missing a major player. They were up 14-0. The Cougars now. It's Frankie Amador turning it to the outside. Little move there. has a first down and a little bit more as he stopped and started and just kept going. He showed you a lot of moves that time. Finally pushed out of bounds by Chris Krogan.
There's just, San Lorenzo Valley's offensive line is just dominating the line of scrimmage. There's just no one there for Santa Cruz. I mean, they just blew everyone away on that left-hand side. You know, you just know what they're going to do. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. There's no reason to throw. You might as well just pound Santa Cruz. As I say, Santa Cruz looked a little tired.
So the Cougars starting to claw up the turf here at home.
Now they're going to throw.
Still trailing. Completion to Kelly. Kelly's going to get read here very well by Woliczko, who makes the tackle along with Jason Nee. And it'll be a minimum gain.
Yeah, they lost a yard or so on that. They got clever. They went with no back, tried to throw the third, fourth receiver out here, and then let him run with it. It's a long lateral.
You are right. It's less than a minimum gain. It's a loss of 1 yard. 2nd and 11. Clock moving in the second quarter. Cardinals look like they want to go to the locker room here for a while. They do look a little bit back on their heels at this point.
They look a little tired to me. Their down line looks particularly tired. That's the key.
Landon Wells goes wide right. Noche.
Got a little blitz going here.
There's wide right. The pass goes up the middle. The catch is made. John Reed.
Nice catch. Nice throw.
John Reed makes the catch. First down, San Lorenzo.
Nice throw by Roberts that time. Waited. But, you know, tribute the offensive line for San Lorenzo Valley. They just not getting the crack at Jeff. He's just kind of standing back there and in a chair and throwing the ball. That was a nice throw. He had time to point it directly at him.
Reed goes out. 5'11", 185. John Reed, the junior, with a big first down catch. Football now inside the 15. Roberts to Amador. Amador picks his spot. Keeps on going. Just needs to get by Robinson. Robinson can't stop him. He's into the end zone. The Cougars are within one at home on homecoming day. 4 minutes, 35 seconds from the half.
Nice run. Great run. My, how things have changed so quickly here.
Amazing football game. The first quarter, all Cardinals, 14-0.
I'll tell you, Jeff, in high school football, oftentimes when you go up 14-0 on someone, you can just pretty well say the game's over. But San Lorenzo Valley obviously is a class act with a bunch of good kids because it didn't seem to faze them one little bit. They're back at it. Now, if they can get the kicking tee out there, they might have a better chance of getting this extra point off.
Now all the Cougars need another one. It'll be Frankie Amador to try it off to the right there. As you saw previously, the cheerleaders have their pyramid set up. Panorama of a Saturday afternoon in October. Amador's kick is up. It is good. The Cougars have tied it up. 14-14 in San Lorenzo Valley.
Amazing. That's a great comeback. Now we're back to even Stevens. So we played the first. We're back to 4:35 on the clock now, Jeff, and we're back to beginning of a new football game. With momentum clearly on the side of the San Lorenzo Valley Cougars.
Well, when Rusty and I were talking about the schedule earlier in the year, I know he consulted with you as well. We had a triple star on this one. We said, yes, it's a must. You must go up to San Lorenzo Valley in October on a Saturday afternoon. You must see that all-red game. It's a big one around here. The Cougars left out of the action last year, couldn't get a piece of the playoffs. That format has changed. But this year they have a message they want back in. Moments ago, it looked like they were well on their way out. But now, 14-14 after a very strong comeback. Amador to kick again. Where's Robinson?
He's not back. He's back there, but he's on the right half.
He's on the other side. Churchill stumbles, picks it up. Now goes. Robinson throws a great block. Churchill still on his feet, brings it out of the backfield, brings it across the 20, about the 22, and a flag, I believe, is down.
Looks like some sort of a dead ball foul. It must have been a late hit or an extra. I don't know. Face mask.
Face mask now against San Lorenzo. That's their second bad grab this afternoon.
Well, that often happens sometimes when you got really good running backs like Churchill and Jermaine. You know, they're grasping at anything to pull that darn guy down, and they just go a little high on the helmet. I didn't see that one.
I saw a lot on that play. I really appreciated the block thrown by Robinson. It was a beauty. He came over to maybe get a piece of the football and then saw the cut and then just stood up and hammered somebody. That gave Churchill the little speed that he needed to get rolling, and then he turned it into a very nice run of his own. Follow that with the penalty, the football in great field position for the Cardinals now.
It'll be interesting to see what they do offensively. Are they going to run the ball or are they going to throw the ball? They're set up to throw.
Pitch out to Robinson. One tackle missed him. The ball's on the ground. Robinson picks it up on the bounce.
Unbelievable.
He evades one tackle, another. He's still on his feet, rock and rolling. He's got it back. It's going to be a 2-yard gain after all that, but that could have been disaster.
Unbelievable. They come with the outside blitz. That's unbelievable. They're calling a fumble on the field here. The players
the players are and the fans are, but the ball was dead. The football's going to stay with Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
That's easy to see that, especially if you're looking with your heart.
Unbelievable effort on Jermaine's part to come.
He's been electrifying here this afternoon, both ways. I mean, he stumbled and he starred.
He has a hard time holding on to the ball, though. He's turned
his stumbles into profit almost every time. And of course, he hit the jackpot with that 97-yard touchdown run on the kickoff.
Incredible.
A lot of exuberance here this afternoon. The old cowbell is ringing our bell here as Kaiser and the Cardinals. 2nd and 9. Football goes to Churchill. He twists, but strong man had a hold on him. That was number 77. Richard Parsky just wouldn't let go of Churchill. He got him low and hung on.
Shane Sutcliffe's doing a good job at the linebacker spot in there too, Jeff. Seems to be always around the football. But, you know, he's the one who came up with that fumble that led to that first touchdown. So he's been around the ball. That's a pretty studly-looking defensive line for San Lorenzo Valley. I know Santa Cruz has called a timeout.
Football is at the 43-yard line of Santa Cruz. Cardinals talking it over. Crowd in anticipation. 2 minutes, 58 seconds left in the half. Crowd anticipating the homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming's a big deal around here. You know, I as a coach used to hate to have key games on homecoming games because you get your kids spend all week long, you know, putting on tuxes and thinking about their dates and where they're going and all that kind of stuff, and they forget about what, you know, playing the football game. So, you know, it's credit to Doug Morris and his staff to get these kids ready to play on this kind of circumstance.
Well, that's what they said. They've had their distractions this week due to homecoming. The Cardinals have had their distractions due to the Reggie Stevens, Jermaine Robinson situation, but both teams don't look like they've been that upset by the whole experience.
Yeah, they've played well. It's been a good game.
Of course, they are younger. Most of them are not worried about those mundane things of life as are the parents. Food on the table, and transportation and housing, and kids have a chance to be kids around here, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Kaiser now in the Cardinals.
Big third down play.
3rd and 6, 2:58 left in the half. To Robinson. Robinson wants to throw. Takes the throw and then dives, but all over him was Jesus Cortez.
Well, he's going to throw.
I beg your pardon. That's not him. That's Ty Locatelli. I beg your pardon.
He was going to throw the ball back to Kaiser. And his throwing foot, that right foot, slipped out a little bit, and he pulled the ball back down. But he was going to Kaiser, who was swinging out here towards the screen over here.
You can't have a football game around here without a Piffrini or a Locatelli in it. Huh?
They've been breeding them, I guess. They're all over the place.
Famous local families.
Yeah.
Quillisi to try the kick again.
Bad snap.
The Cougars shut that play down big time.
Kick.
Amador calls for the fair catch and makes it at about his own 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars, and now the Cardinals have 2 minutes and 13 seconds to really tuck it in on defense as the Cougars obviously fired up with 2 successful, well-executed drives back-to-back.
Yeah, this is plenty of time on the clock, 2:13. We all know with every first down, the clock stops. They're in real good shape. They got decent field position. They're at the 34-yard line. They're in real good shape.
So once again, Jeff Roberts and the Cougars will have their turn.
Going to go deep.
Roberts lets it go. Got it away at the last second. The intended receiver, Landon Wells. The defender, Adrian Corcoran.
Adrian Corcoran had his back to the ball the whole way. And he just, at the last moment, he must have read his eyes or something. He turned around and was very, very lucky to get a fingertip and knock that ball away. Whew.
Second down, 10 yards for the Cougars at their own.
They only used 5 seconds, though, you know, so plenty of time on the clock.
Second and 10 from the 33. 14-14 tie. Still 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in this exciting second quarter.
Screen.
Under pressure, the screen is set. The catch is made. But it's read and pretty well shut down. Shane Sutcliffe tackled by Benjamin Jensen.
And another dead ball foul. It's going to be called against the Valley. Another dead ball foul. This could be a killer. Low block. It's a low block.
That'll cost him what, 10, 15?
15, I think, in high school football.
And put it all the way back to the 18, if that be the judgment. A 3rd and 25 from there. Or 2nd and 25.
Well, I didn't see that. It's, of course, we're not watching every little thing that goes on out there, but it could be a low block. It may not be a clip. It could be a low block, Jeff.
Well, things are sometimes hard to see, as we've seen this week.
That's why you have tapes, I guess, huh?
I guess. Not exactly an instant replay, but a
1:48 on the clock, so they got to be thinking first down or punt the ball away so they don't get killed in their own territory here.
On 2nd and 25, intercepted. Oh my!
I think they're going to have holding against Santa Cruz.
There's the flags in the area. Corcoran made the interception. Corcoran's been playing some fine defensive back this afternoon.
I think you're going to see holding against Santa Cruz and a dead ball foul by Santa Cruz.
Interesting. That's a big load. Offensive interference.
Yep. He held the receiver. You could see that. It would be San Lorenzo's ball.
So the breaks are pretty much seesawing. That would have been huge, huh? Santa Cruz with a minute 33 on the clock would have been going the other way.
Exactly. That's what it's trying to say. You want to try to get the first down, but you just don't want to turn the ball over at this point in time. Even if there is only 133, the worst thing he can do, Jeff Roberts, is to throw another interception. But let's see how this goes. This should be a first down. And now I'm curious about if they'll do the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It'll be first down, San Lorenzo Valley. They take the first penalty. You can't take 2. Big turn of events.
So the ball at the 34-yard line now for the Cougars. It was almost Cardinals' ball at the 25 going the other way.
Yep.
Of the Cougars.
Now that would have been a backbreaker.
So a minute 24 left here in the half.
Good. Halfback pass.
Kelly faking, looking for the blocking, has some, won't get much though. In on the tackle.
Looks like Santa Cruz repeat, huh?
Ron Miller. Among others for the Cardinals, Blanchette perhaps. Timeout for the Cardinals now with 54 seconds left on the clock. What are they concerned about here?
Well, I'm not real. Maybe they're just trying to stop the clock, but I don't think they have very many timeouts left. They've used most of them. Maybe they're just giving their kids a break out there. As I said, I thought Santa Cruz looked a little tired. You get them bending over a little bit, their hands on hips kind of stuff a little earlier. We saw that, at the beginning of the second quarter.
Well, this is a hard-charging San Lorenzo Valley Cougar offense.
And I think they're more physical than Santa Cruz, truthfully, in their size and strength looks like to be a factor here, Jeff. Churchill down there, or not, that's Blanchette, 39, getting a little rest. Vic Miguel, the defensive coordinator, in the huddle there, distributing water.
Blanchette maybe seeing a little bit more time going both ways this afternoon than usual, or usually.
54 seconds left. I think if I'm San Lorenzo, I may try to take a shot at it, something in the intermediate late, 25, 30-yarder, and safe and sure, crossing pattern, maybe the tight end, one of his tall receivers, and then take some strikes at the end zone.
Well, Wells has been a major receiver for them. Wells is in the slot.
The tight end.
Roberts is looking that way, throws it short, and came back to get it. That was Wells. Ball bounces in the turf. It will now be second down.
Well, Jeff Roberts throws the ball very, very well when he has his feet set and he's able to kind of stabilize himself a little bit. He's got a real strong arm and he's very, very accurate. But when his feet aren't set, he doesn't throw the ball as well. Of course, that's the case with most quarterbacks too, Jeff. But on that one, he just didn't get his feet set and he wasn't able to turn his body to the receiver.
They'll call it third down and 8.
It's a big down for both teams.
Roberts. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Josh Kersey. The Cougars will kick it away now with 46 seconds left on the clock.
They're just trying to get the first down with the tight end on that, Jeff. Just enough, and he actually had the first down yardage. It was a good call. It just went through his hands.
Ready to bail out of here in just a few minutes for the halftime with Jeff Conley with Frank Lynch. There he is. The man is back.
From the travels.
With
from the wars.
Travels with Trent. 46 seconds left in the half.
Oh, they didn't get...
Roberts boots it away.
Oh, no one's...
The ball goes back the other way. A good Santa Cruz bounce. It'll finally be put down on the 37-yard line. The Cardinals will have 37 seconds left to deal with this 14-14 tie before we head to the half.
Jermaine Robinson and Churchill both were back there in twin safeties, kind of, but they weren't kind of either. One guy went back, and then they were kind of confused as to who was to catch that ball.
Switch?
You would have thought that one of those guys you'd want to have the hands on the ball, wouldn't you, to catch it again?
Camera direction. KC Kaiser now with 26 seconds. Clock going away.
He's going to go to the top of the screen, I'll tell you that.
Kaiser
if he can.
Still on his feet. Now he's not. Jess was looking downfield. I was watching him, but there seemed like there was good coverage there, Frank. As number 50, Ty Locatelli, again, makes a big sack.
They'll let the half run out.
Over the ball, 2-1, none. That's it. The first half is completed. San Lorenzo Valley 14, Santa Cruz High School Cardinals 14. A game that had almost everything you could want, and we still have a half left.
You're watching the Santa Cruz Channel.
Second half coming up with a big all-red showdown. The Santa Cruz Cardinals and the San Lorenzo Valley Cougars 14-14 at the half. Ambrosio Torres tees it up.
Important series to begin things off here. Santa Cruz looked like they tired dramatically in the beginning of the second and the end of the second quarter, Jeff. And San Lorenzo Valley looked like they were just picking it up, and I bet you they go back to the crunching run game that got them down for 2 touchdowns. Here's that cluster release on the ball. We need to get a picture of that someday. That's beautiful the way they do that. Pooch kick. Oh.
Sutcliffe brings it back to the 35 or so of San Lorenzo Valley, and that's where we'll commence the action here with a half to go.
Chris Krogan with a real nice tackle on the coming down the field on that for Santa Cruz, Jim. Split the seam of the wedge and was able to make the tackle. Nice job. Let's see if San Lorenzo Valley goes back to the run game, sticks with the run game.
Well, they have the horses, Kelly, Sutcliffe, Amador. Sure-handed, quick of foot. Kelly will get the first carry. He's spinning and brings it across the 35 to the 36 or so, a gain of 2 or 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 or 8. And how do you like this philosophy of giving it to the same back several times and then coming off him and giving it to the other one several times?
Well, they're not afraid to mix it up. I mean, give it to Amador, give it to, mix it up so that a number of guys touch the ball. A lot of ball carriers don't like that. A lot of runners like to have the ball a lot in a game because then they get a feel and a groove. They get in the groove for the game.
Well,
I like to get it a lot.
Sutcliffe and Mercer are the backs.
Reverse.
Amador, he gives it back to Mercer. Mercer with running room brings it all the way across the 50 into Cardinal territory at the 48. Brought down finally by Brendan Iambadejo.
Brendan's made 2 tackles back-to-back, and he's doing a nice job filling in there. That's a nice reverse. That was a double handoff, handed off, and then Mercer was able to take it up the middle. He's got real lightning quick feet, doesn't he? His dad was a real quick running back, too.
There's our homecoming queen. I regretfully didn't pick up the name for you. But she's the queen. And Amador gets about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Cougars in Santa Cruz territory.
Krogan and Rivas, nice job in there. Krogan squeezed the hole down, and then number 55, Mark Rivas, made a nice tackle on that play. Well, good defense. Although they still picked up 4 yards, so they're getting pretty good yardage on first down, and it's good hard-nosed football right now. They're going to crank it up and hammer and tong it, I think.
Noche is right, Landon Wells is left. Mercer and Sutcliffe the backs.
Oh.
Joseph Sutcliffe. That was read and called immediately by Josh Sutton, number 72.
Yeah. Sutton was not fooled. What happened, they tried to block back with the center and trap that inside, and he was unable to, he penetrated too deeply. Big 3rd down play, keep this drive going.
3rd and 6, San Lorenzo from the 45. Kelly under pressure, lets it fly. Oh! Almost intercepted in and out of the hands twice of
Adrian
Corcoran, who's been all over the ball this afternoon.
He's played very well. He plays the right cornerback spot, but he kind of bounces to a safety sometimes in the coverage, the way they do it. He's played very well. He had that in his hands. I thought he double clutched it. That would have been a short punt. That would have been a real good turn of events for Santa Cruz. Now they got a kick to the ever-dangerous Jermaine Robinson. Churchill goes back. See, they're back in a double return situation now. Amador a little late getting out there. Personal protector. No rush. They're going to hold up.
Roberts
nice
lets
kick.
it rip. Churchill will field it. Backed up to the zone. Trying to get out of it.
Oh, nice block.
And that football is going to be down at about the 5 or 6 yard line. And the Cougars covered that one beautifully. But for a great block. Yeah, a touchback.
Chris Krogan with a nice comeback block. He saw that all the way. That was really well done. He's really been outstanding at the beginning of the 3rd quarter here, Jeff.
That punt by Roberts just drove Churchill back into the end zone. He had nothing to do but try to get a corner.
He should have let that one go. It would have gone through the end zone. It was a nice nice. The ball had turned over. It would have bounced through the end zone and been rolling out that scoreboard. They ill advised to make a reception on that.
Yeah, but this is the team that had the 97-yard return. That kind of stuff just gets in your head.
That's true.
You kind of want to do it again.
Big series for Santa Cruz.
Take out the trigger. Touch it back. Can't get around the man there. Number 34, Todd. I beg your pardon, number 34, James Day. James Day on the tackle for the Cougars. Valley man coming off.
Number 64,
Jagan
Green. I wonder if he's the brother of Jason Green, who's now playing over at Cabrera. We got two real good offensive linemen playing community college football. Elvis Aguilar and Jason Green, both from the Valley. Good kids, good players.
There's Robinson in motion.
A throw from his own end
Kaiser
zone.
still has it. Kaiser lets it fly towards Woliczko. It's going to be picked off. The pass is picked off. Number 18, Bobby Groves with the pick. Big defensive play for San Lorenzo. They'll have the ball at the Cardinals' 35-yard line, 1st and 10. All locked up at 14. 7:42 left. Third quarter.
Actually, that worked as good as that was a good punt, really. I mean, he threw it up there and it was caught by the wrong guy, but it was almost as good as a deep punt. In fact, they probably got more yardage from that than they would have if they had to punt on 3rd down.
So from the 34, San Lorenzo.
And 82.
Roberts under pressure. Lets it rip. No one home. Intended for either Noche 86 or Josh Kersey, more likely 85.
Well, Landon Wells had the seam a little bit, but it was impossible the way Jeff Roberts was rolling to his right for him to get anything on the ball because he was running for his life back there. So
you thought it was intended deep? Huh?
I think he was going to go up the seam with it, and it made sense. They're going play action. They'll try to get a little freeze. They're going to jump on Jermaine and try to get him up the field, and that's what I would have done at that point. Now I think San Lorenzo would be wise to go back to their strong run game.
I agree. I think you had it right. 7-17.
It's easy up here.
2nd and 10. I mean, as far as what you saw, it's a good eye for the play. Carry by Sutcliffe. A booming run. Close to the 1st down.
Good trap block inside. Really nicely done. Offensive line for San Lorenzo Valley is really doing a number on Santa Cruz right now, Jeff. They seem to be able to dominate in the trenches. Of course, you know, the Valley's been, or excuse me, Santa Cruz has been behind late in games too and has come back with their flashing speed. So we'll see how this could turn out.
They've extricated themselves a couple of times.
Yeah.
So it's at the 35. It's 3rd and 1. Big defensive situation for the Cardinals. Another 1st down and have them in more scoring room. Now Kelly has a big piece of turf. He's going to eat up a lot of it and bring that football way downfield, maybe inside the 5. We'll wait for the mark. But the Cougars are knocking on the door despite the efforts of Adrian Cochran of Santa Cruz on the tackle.
Jermaine Robinson also came over late on that one too, and to save the touchdown. I mean, you know, you got your free safety who's making the tackle down the field. That's kind of a desperate situation. Great offensive blocking up front.
Football at the 9-yard line.
Woliczko was in position initially, but they just did such a nice job of blocking him, and it was 25 that froze him and made him step inside, and then they were able to hook him and get outside. Nice job of ball carrying.
Cougars
by
threatening
Kelly.
to break the tie here.
No magic here.
Keep it with Amador. He's going to get it inside the 5.
He's done that a few times today, hasn't he, down in that situation? One touchdown in the corner. They're running the same way, right.
Maybe 2nd down and goal from the 5. Heading for 6 minutes left in the 3rd. Throwing, and too many people there. Robinson all over it. Nick Whiting all over it. Try to squeeze that one.
Yeah, there's just in the end zone, you know, when you try to throw the ball, Jeff, you know, even though they tried to, there's just not enough space out there, you know. There's only 10 yards deep, and they only got, it's just not enough room to get receivers open. You want to crisscross them, yeah, but when you roll their way, the defense rolls their way, and you're only playing on 1/4 of the field at most, so. We got the fans up here yelling, run the ball. They got one fan here with a headset on saying, run the ball. Yep.
Kelly slips and falls, maybe with a little help on this good tackle by Dave Blanchette, among others.
Well, Blanchette saw that coming, and he was able to shoot the gap. He pulled where the onside guard pulled. He was able to run through where that guy was and made a nice play on him. Nice tackle on that play.
Well, the Cardinal defense stiffening here big time. We're going to have a 4th down now. They had the ball 1st and goal from the 9. They now have it 4th and goal from about the 7, huh?
I guess they're not going to try to kick it. Yeah, they're going to kick the field goal. Right. Mercer's the holder. Last time he got, the time before this last on the extra point, he got a real high snap. See what happens this time. Nice snap, ball's down.
Amador's kick is up, and it's good. The Cougars go on top, 17-14, 4:55 left in the 3rd quarter. 24-yard field goal.
Amador's a good player. You know, he kicks field goals and extra points and runs like a mad dog. Pretty good high school football player.
Be thinking about him, among others, as our player of the game.
At this point, I certainly would.
Be picking one here in another 17 minutes of football. We've been picking them rather early in their absence. It's been real clear who the better players have been. We had Pifferini one week. Last week, you know, I can't for the life of me remember who it was. I tell you, he was from Watsonville, and he was a defensive player. It was number 48, and I think it was Silva. Tony Silva?
Might have been.
Terrific interview. The guy was right there with us the whole time. And I told him how rare it was for us to pick a defensive player. It's just so hard to pick them out. But he had it all the way from the get-go. He was all.
It's even harder to pick an offensive lineman, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely impossible. No, it's too bad.
It really is too bad. It's impossible.
Too bad. Yeah.
Because we're following the ball like most spectators. If we had time to look back over the film, we'd see some real heroes up front.
And the numbers aren't exposed.
No.
You know, they're laying down and they're getting crushed, and here he comes. The Robinson Express. Look how many guys were there. You think they...
you got to figure that one out.
Look at that. There was 6 of them there. 6 black shirts on top of Robinson that time. Did you say they were keying a little bit? Or?
I'd say if they're smart, if they do that. He's pretty good. He might have cut it the other way. Who knows? He's a tough guy, too. I mean, he delivers blows at the end of each run. I'm impressed with him. He's a good football.
He blocks ferociously.
He's a good high school football player.
He's terrific. A fierce defender.
He needs a grip on that ball a little better.
Here he comes. Doesn't get it. Kaiser looking for somebody. Flips it to Robinson. Oh, a saving tackle there. That's Locatelli again. He's made some huge plays here this afternoon, and that was a big one because Robinson was going to have a full head of steam and the sideline.
And the sideline, and a little bit of room to maneuver in there, and he had a ways to go. It was a nice play by Kevin Kaiser to get out of that, or KC Kaiser to get out of that because he had people in his face. I don't think Santa Cruz needs to throw the ball at this point and get panicky. They need to do what they do best, which I think is get the ball somehow into Robinson's hands.
2nd and a long 5. They did that time, but it was by accident. This time it's not. Robinson tackled again. The Cougar tackling has been really sure-handed.
Yeah.
These are some fine high school tackles. These are not easy plays.
That was Mercer that time making a nice tackle, and they're getting below the pads, and San Lorenzo just looks to me like they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage, and you know, that speed is being negated right now.
Who made that tackle?
I think Mercer did, number 22.
It was worth saying again.
Yeah, he did a nice job. Number 64 back out of the game, went and got Dagan Green, got his knee taped, and they put him back in. He doesn't look like he's going to go much more today.
A loss on the play has it 3rd and 8 now. Cardinals looking for someone to break free. That's pretty much been established what they must do. The power does not appear to be on their side. The middle is once again unyielding by those Cougars. And the Cardinals will kick it away, I would presume, on 4th and 8 with 3:02 left here in the 3rd quarter. The Cougars up 17-14.
That was more of an off-tackle play, too, Jeff. They didn't try to go outside. Jermaine tried to turn it up inside on the tackle, and I don't know. I'd want to get him as far outside as possible and let him run.
Kelly and Amador await Quillisy's kick. Nice save by Quillisy. Gets off a good boot. It goes to Kelly. Kelly's across the 40, at the 45. He'll be nailed at the 45 and dropped to the turf. The football will be at the 45 or 44 as the Cougars go back on offense.
Nice job by Ron Miller and Jesus Cortez on those blocks. Nice, on the tackle downfield. They're really good coverage. (17-14). It's been just a heck of a football game from very sharp, Jeff.
So another chance for the Cougars on offense. They lead at 17-14, and they've been virtually unstoppable in their last several possessions.
And they've had a real short field to work with. Now again, they got great field position there at the 44-yard line. Heck, they don't have very far to go.
Comes Kelly.
Oh, he fumbled the ball.
The football back. It's going to go for a loss. It was all Cougars on top of it. The ball really squirted backwards. It's backed up 5-6 yards.
Some guy must have put a helmet on it because that thing shot out of there like a cannon.
So 2nd and 12. Yeah, you talk about the Cougars pretty much muscling the Cardinals on defense when the Cardinals have the ball, but the Cardinals just looking for the big play all the time, I think, and very capable of doing it. That's been their style. So no matter how tough the Cougars hang, they're still exposed to being bit at any time.
Exactly, and you've really got to be cautious about that.
Now Roberts looking right. As this receiver who makes the catch. It's his favorite man, Landon Wells, with the reception at the 31-yard line. A well-thrown ball.
Very well thrown. And Landon Wells, as we know, is the league high hurdle champion, so we know he can run. And he had number 20, Jason Nee, beat from the get-go. And they went in a man cover, and number 20, Jason played real tight on him, and all he had to do was just get a little air between he and Jason. It was gone.
A big-time play by the Cougars. First down now at the Cardinal 25.
Good run of mix and pass, Jeff.
There's Kelly again, diving across the 20-yard line. He's probably got the football about the 19. And it'll be a 2nd down and about 4. Football marked at the 20, apparently.
Number 80's gone out of the ballgame. Looks like he hurt his ankle a little bit, Jeff. That would be a big blow for Santa Cruz if he can't come back.
That's Brendan Iambadeo. You've called his name a bunch.
Oh, man, he's been a very good player for them.
Football at the 20, 2nd and 5. The Cougars on the move now.
Same play, back-to-back.
Kelly again.
I don't think it's real fancy at this point. Everybody can see that, but it is very, very effective. And the long range of this is that Santa Cruz is really being disheartened because they are just flat out getting beat up front, Jeff.
Aaron Gleisman, number 56, in on that tackle. This will be the last play of the third quarter if they get it off, and they will not. So we played 3, and at the end of 3, the Lorenzo Valley Cougars has gone on top by a score of 17-14 over the Santa Cruz Cardinals. We'll be back with the big 4th quarter.
You're watching the Santa Cruz
quarter coming up. 17-14, the Cougars with the ball at the 15-16-yard line of Santa Cruz. Goes to Amador. He's snuffed immediately. The big man in there, Josh Sutton, a senior, 6'2", 200-pound defensive lineman, playing tackle this afternoon. And I look down here and see some of these numbers. These guys seem a lot bigger than these numbers, don't they? I mean, usually you look at numbers and they're kind of exaggerated.
Right.
Both of these numbers look subdued here this afternoon.
Well, they have him at 6'2", 200. He does look kind of that. But, it looks like Santa Cruz is going to take a few more chances on defense. 4th down now, Jeff. but it looks like they're going to shoot the gaps and try to play a little more gambling on defense, which is something I would think they'd want to do because they can't sit back and read.
Warfield snaps it to Roberts, who lets it fly. His receiver is Landon Wells, and Landon Wells close to the 5-yard line. The Cougars definitely on the march here and trying to put this game in a difficult situation for the Cardinals. They go 10 up. The Cardinals have got some trouble.
Yeah, nice catch and a nice move after he caught it. He reminds me of that Sean Dawkins from Cal, that great wide receiver there. He's a big, tall guy. Landon is, they list Landon at 6'6", 190 pounds. And he does look very tall out there. He's a good receiver. 6'6"?
6'6", 6'2", 6'3". I can't read it. It looks like 6'3" to me, but 10:50 to go. Greg Kelly just battling and fighting, finally closed down. Sutton had a hold of him, and Adrian Corcoran came in and closed it out, and there was another man on the bottom. And you know, you offensive and defensive linemen who don't get your names called very often, be assured the cameras are on you. So people do see you. If you don't call your name enough, we do apologize, but it is difficult sometimes. Warfield ready to snap, does. Amador busts, scores. Cougars 6 more. Touchdown San Lorenzo. And it's 23-14 with 10:10 to go.
Just straight ahead dive play, just the offensive line doing a real nice job moving the people off at the line of scrimmage. It's tough down in that goal line area too, Jeff. They certainly have the upper hand. Louis Waters, assistant coach, talking to Doug Morris, the head coach.
Amador will now attempt to get his 20th extra point of the year. And he's got it.
He's got a big leg too.
Big leg.
Yeah, he really does. Good high school kicker. The key to that whole series though, was the long catch by Landon Wells. The short one down here on 4th and 5. He turns it into a 10-yard gain. I mean, he's certainly the key on that drive. Quarterback is able to get him the ball too.
So now the Cardinals, as explosive as they are looking at 2 quick pops that they need. Unless they could grind something out. They've done that once this afternoon. They did have one sustained drive, heavily aided by a penalty flag, but nevertheless a sustained drive. The Cougars had one of their drives was also heavily aided by a penalty along the way, but the Cardinals, other than that, Frank, have shown no inclination to maintain control here.
No, they just don't. I don't think they have the big fellas in the trenches are going to get it done at this point. In San Lorenzo Valley, you know, they're at home. It's homecoming. This is a very important game to both teams, but, you know, home field advantage plays a real part here.
But they do have the speed.
They do have that. And speed's touching the ball now.
Kickoff by John Reed. Here comes Robinson. Robinson dancing. The football's on the ground. The football's on the ground. They're signaling that Santa Cruz recovered it, and they did. And that's a big break for them. That would have been pretty much lights out. Give the Cougars the ball there. They just toy with you for about 5 minutes and not do that.
Well, and what happened was Robinson was in the midst of a spin, and someone just was able to get their hand on the ball and pulled it out of his grasp. He's got to take better care of the football.
He has been. His hands have been slippery this afternoon.
Yeah.
Other than that, a virtually perfect game played by the fellow.
Yeah, he's a terrific football player. Just a terrific football player.
He's a junior.
He's quite a kid, too. I understand he's really a nice young man. We've seen him in track, too. Just a great kid.
I enjoyed him in basketball. I'll be looking forward to seeing him in basketball when that season gets underway. Here he comes again. Robinson really uses the blockers well.
Yeah.
A lot of times a speed merchant will not. A speed guy will look for his own spots, but he does follow his blockers. Adrian Cochran with yet another tackle for Santa Cruz.
And what I like about it most of all is that he'll run north and south. That's an old term, folks. It means he's running up the field. He's not running sideline to sideline. He's a pretty courageous football player. He hits people on defense, hits them on offense. He's a courageous guy.
2nd and 1 for the Cardinals. Trying to get untracked here. Put a score up here. Virtually a brand new ball game. Down by 10. Casey Kaiser, how did he get out of there? He's still on his feet. He fakes maybe once too often. He was very close to the first down, very close back to the line of scrimmage, rather. It should be 3rd down and 2. They take a yard loss after all that.
And then I think they got a hold here. They got a holding call against Santa Cruz. That'll really put them in the deeps here.
That's a tough one.
Very tough. One of the linemen was holding downfield as KC was moving up the field. I guess
He's putting it away.
They picked up the flag.
Got a man down with a cramp. He's being aided up now. Number 55 at that time of the game where the dehydration, I suppose, starts to set in. Mike Griever.
Fatigue. Fatigue's a really important issue. It's been a hot day out here. It's been a very quick game, Jeff. It's only 8:43, so
8:43 left in
this game, yeah. 10-point lead. One play can turn it around. I think that's what 3rd and 2. This is do or die for the Cardinal. Give it to the man that's going to get it.
And he's picking his way, and he's really close over there. I think he's got it.
Yeah.
But that was just a little tight roping there for Jermaine Robinson. And they have the first down, so we still...
He's really a terrific football player, Jeff. As you said, he's a smart runner. He uses his blockers, plus he uses his speed. And it looks like an awfully competitive guy out there.
He really does.
Yeah.
He is really fired up.
San Lorenzo Valley's done a pretty terrific job of keeping that whole Santa Cruz offense under control for most of this game.
He was one of the folks, as you know, involved in the big controversy this week. What I like to see is he's using it, and he's internalizing it, and he's using it to play football. Here he comes again.
3 times in a row now.
And boy, the Cougars just kept pushing guys at the Cardinals. They were just pushing guys at him. There was nothing there. That was a inspired Cougar defense there. They just were throwing Cardinals at Cardinals and throwing Cougars at Cardinals.
They're just not getting any line blocking up front. I mean, they're not knocking San Lorenzo Valley off the ball. And there's nothing crisp about it at all. And by the time that any of the running backs can get to the outside where they need to run, there's a whole lot of San Lorenzo Valley Panthers there, or Cougars there, and they're all over the ball.
What's our game next week? Do we have Santa Cruz next week?
Yeah, we do. Santa Cruz and North Monterey.
I believe that's our game.
Yeah.
Another really good one on tap.
Oh, inside trap.
Well, not much.
No.
Churchill. Is that Churchill?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Or it could be Blanchett. We'll find.
I think it's Blanchett. He's the stockier of the two. It is Blanchett.
It's curious that they're running the ball now with 7:23 on the clock, and in that second quarter when they had pretty sizable lead, when they had a touchdown lead, they started throwing the ball. I think I'd want to throw the ball down the field as much. Of course, they haven't had much success. Kaiser's had people all over him, but on 3rd and 10, you don't think that the San Lorenzo Valley's thinking pass? You betcha. Tight formation.
Some elaborate faking going on. Kaiser, with everyone closing on him, almost hits Woliczko. Woliczko had a chance at the football, couldn't quite close his hands on it. And I don't know. Looked like a tough chance for Woliczko.
Well, he had his hands turned around, Jeff. I mean, he tried to, instead of going fingertip to tail, little finger to little finger, he went thumb to thumb and turned his hands counter to the ball, and that's a tough catch to make, because you got to have your body in front of the ball, and it was nowhere. He had to be outstretched. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Did look a little awkward. Quillici's going to boot it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yep. Well, you never know, though.
10 yards is a tough gain on a fake, though. Quillici's been pretty steady with the kicks. Kicks it away from Amador. Takes a kind of a neutral bounce, now a Santa Cruz bounce, and now comes to rest at the 26, 27-yard line, where the Cougars, with 6:41 left in the football game and a 10-point lead, 24-14, will have a chance to put on a long drive and maybe just put this game to rest.
Well, I think right now that Santa Cruz they're desperate. They need a turnover. I mean, it may sound, this isn't pro ball, this isn't college ball. This is 6:39 left in a high school football game that'll go very rapidly. And Santa Cruz, I think, is very desperate. They need a turnover. They need something magical to happen right now. And the Valley, knowing them and knowing their discipline and their strength up front, I doubt if they're going to get that. They're just going to try to crush them up front.
Well, we bill this game of the year, but both teams with a big competition down the road. They give it to Kelly. He didn't eat very many yards as Josh Sutton was on him right away. You know, we'll be seeing North Monterey County and Santa Cruz next week, and I gotta say, I hope we see Reggie Stevens out there ready to play and putting all the humbug behind him here and just accepting that however they saw it and however it was judged, it was either right or wrong, and whatever your perspective, life can sometimes be unfair, and he can just say that to himself and then come back and make the rest of the season as fair as he wants it to be and be as big as he wants it to be. Here's Kelly. It's pretty exciting to see both Stevens and Jermaine in the backfield, huh?
Yeah, I understand that's quite a duel. I haven't had an opportunity to see him.
Well, they've read a trio with Churchill. Yeah. Churchill hasn't had much of an opportunity today.
Blanchett's a good player. I mean, they got a lot of guys.
They're tough.
But you're right. It's been a distraction to both squads this week. I think Santa Cruz, as one of their coaches I talked to earlier, Jeff, just talked about that. Gee, you know, they didn't know how to prepare, and they didn't have their team together until Wednesday at 3 o'clock or Thursday at 3 or something like that. And so, you know, it's been a distraction. You really don't want that kind of stuff to happen. But you have to push through it. You have to go on.
Nevertheless, a marvelous show here this afternoon.
3rd and 4.
24-14. Santa Cruz needs to stop here. They're going to get it. Well, he spoke maybe a little early. He just barreled and pushed his man.
Yeah, he did.
It was John Mueller on the hit for Santa Cruz. They got the first down just on some fine driving work.
I'd have to say that's the ball game. It may be a little early to call it, Jeff, but, you know, they're just chopping up the yardage, and they're not going to do anything different. Nice job of ball carrying. Number 25, Craig Kelly. They list him at 6'1", 180. They list him at 6'1", 185, and he's a junior, and he's an excellent ball carrier because he was stopped about a yard short and was able to keep his legs driving and move for the first down.
I think he grew this year. That was the opening program. 6'2" now.
Whoa.
Oh. Now they don't need to do that. That would could turn things around in a hurry.
Yeah. The game's over unless they turn the ball over. I mean, they've got to actually go out and lose it at this point.
2nd and 12. Cardinals gambling on defense now, you think?
Yeah, I think they are. They started a little bit down here before they went in and scored that 24th point, but I think it's a little too late. Santa Cruz has called a timeout to stop the clock with 3:59. One more first down, and you can put it in the column.
Well, the Cougars band picks up the winningest football song of all time.
Dun, 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 dun.
Of all time.
I bet it is, isn't it?
I don't know. Michigan's got a lot of wins, too.
Yeah.
There's a few of them, you know.
Trojans do.
700-800 wins.
Yeah. Michigan ain't bad either.
No.
They may be the best in the nation this year, huh?
They're tough.
Playing in the worst conference in America.
It's a good football season. You're quite correct in feeling good about your old Pac-10 this time.
That's right.
Widely acknowledged as the class conference this year.
Yeah, I think they really are.
Yeah.
I don't even know if anyone's close.
Great rivalries, too, and very well established. And
Ramen here, we saw him pacing the sidelines. He's done a terrific job. You know, the JVs played a game today, Jeff, and they're both JV teams. San Lorenzo Valley and Santa Cruz are undefeated going into the game, and it's a 1-point game. So a terrific game there this afternoon, too. Both teams on track.
Amador just eating up the clock here. 3:53 to go. It's going to be 3rd and long. The Cardinals might touch the football again. They're going to be hard pressed to catch 10 points in a hurry.
Yeah, they're going to touch it, but they got to touch it twice in the end zone. That's the problem. They're going to get one shot here.
This will give a leg up. The difference might be down the road. I believe San Lorenzo has not played Watsonville. Is that
no,
right?
they have not.
And Santa Cruz has a V over Watsonville, so that could put it real.
And Watsonville's on a roll. I mean, they're charged up.
It might come down to who handles the Condors or not. And the Condors, of course, if they handle everybody, The title goes south again.
Yeah, we don't want to see that, do we?
Well, I've had a lot of admiration for them.
Nah, they've done a great
Since
job.
they're leaving the league, though, I just assume not see them take the title with them.
Let's keep it with our guys up north here, right?
Exactly.
That was, that looked like that was a sack, and it looked like a bad play. But Jeff Roberts used real good sense on that. Instead of throwing the ball up with someone in his face, instead of throwing it where they got double cover on Landon Wells, he ate the ball. That was a very good decision on his part. Heck, he's got the game on the line. There's 3 minutes left on the clock. He doesn't have to be a hero now. He doesn't have to throw it. That turnover could go the other way for 6. So he did a real nice job on that.
Talking the way things bounce and, whether what's been going on is fair or unfair and how you relate to it or not, and coming back, what about the entire Cougars football team last year? That was kind of unfair when you think about it.
Oh, I know.
Here they are with a piece of the title.
I know.
Then they flip a coin.
I know.
The guys say, well, why are we sweating all year? Why are we running this out? Why are we getting hurt?
Right.
Why are we banging around? Why are we practicing from August to November when you're going to flip a coin on them?
It's ridiculous.
But
that's all changed.
But that's all there was.
Yeah, that's all changed.
I think for next week we need to do a little research on what the new playoff format is. I'll be really honest with you, I haven't got a clue. It seems a little confusing.
But I know it has changed.
It has.
It
Maybe
will not
you can deliver us a little treatise on that next week.
I will do that.
Good. We'll look forward to
my homework this week.
We've been so excited here all afternoon. We haven't had much time to talk about travels with Trent. We'll talk about that next week, too.
You might get some up. But that ball is going to be snapped high. Their punter really, San Lorenzo Valley's punter really steps up high.
Churchill maintains control, but barely at the 30. The football's been a little slippery now. That was Roberts, the quarterback, who punted that. He took a hit on the leg, or that really hurt him when he kicked it.
I think he twisted his ankle. It was his plant, or he's got a cramp.
Cramping.
But the thing about Jeff Roberts, which I'm sure the Valley people will work on this, but he really steps up very, very. It's a short snap, and then he takes a very long 2 steps before he punts the ball. If I was scouting this film, I'd look for a potential block on that.
He's got to be careful. Watsonville's got some fierce defenders. I tell you, we saw them last week. They are fierce on defense, and you can be sure the Condors are very similar.
They're in the shotgun here.
Okay, here comes Robinson on the handoff,
block.
trying to get the corner. Gets a little bit of room. Got to get out of bounds on every play now. There's a flag. He may be going to get more, or they're pointing back, and I think they're accusing one of the Cardinals of a bad block, and the ball's going to go backwards. Jermaine Robinson wonders, just what can I do to get us in this football game?
There's nothing he can do. They need to throw the ball as deep as they can. 226. Yes, very much. Of course, you hand it to him. It's as good as throwing the ball.
It is.
The guy can run. He's played well today. He has had trouble hanging on to the ball, but he's played like a whirling dervish today. He's done everything they've asked him to do.
Well, we're looking for the player of the game with 2:26. Still a little reluctant to call it, but you got to be thinking, and we'll be waiting for the vote from the truck. 1 vote Truck, 1 vote Jeff, 1 vote Frank. And we'll have somebody to talk to after the game, and we hope you join us for that as well. So the truck has waived their vote. They said Rusty Reed.
Same play going the other way.
It's like voting for Ross Perot, I suppose, as Churchill grinds it out, and they just don't show any inclination to go upstairs here.
This is just the opposite. This is almost like trying to kill the clock for San Lorenzo Valley. Long sweeping plays, keep the ball inbound, don't throw the ball down the field. It's like, we're not going to run the clock out. That's what they're doing. It looks like this is a really good run out the clock type of offense at the end of the game.
Now Woliczko comes right. I predict they're going to go his way. Robinson the other. Other side in the slot, top of the screen.
Double reverse.
Brendan Irons. Tadeo is wide open.
No, Kaiser.
Here comes the football. The passes in.
Kaiser.
Did he catch it?
Yes.
I can't believe this. I have Tadeo wide open. Kaiser makes the catch underneath.
Come on, guys!
And we got a Santa Cruz first down.
That's a play they tried earlier.
They've done it before. I'm going to tell you. In the stats here, it says.
Hey, they like that. Kaiser's probably a heck of a receiver.
Yeah. Now it's Churchill. I think they've done it before, though. I don't know where I saw that. The problem is the clock's running. Now they see it. Now they call timeout.
Yeah.
Seems like they should have called timeout before. It's a first down. But the chains are in place. I think once the chains go in place, it's the team's responsibility.
No, the referee's got to still crank the clock up. I never saw him crank it up. And then those chains should not have, the clock should not, they lost about 5 seconds.
Yeah, some valuable time got squandered.
7 seconds, I think.
Well, a little bit of excitement there.
They're going to hold it for 7 seconds, so they did lose 7, not 5. I was wrong by 2 seconds.
They're making the correction while the play's underway. Here comes Robinson. Gets through another tackler, not through Locatelli, though. Ty Locatelli has been sure-handed with the tackles this afternoon. And now the clock heading towards 1 minute. Gets stopped at 1:02 to go.
Santa Cruz calling timeout. That's their last of the game, Jeff.
That Locatelli again? No, Locatelli's working over. It's probably Griever again. Griever's been cramping up here in the late going. (24-14) the score. Minute 2 left. Cardinals with the football, going down with a flare, you might say.
Well, they're going to get a sub in for the San Lorenzo Valley guy.
Big dude comes in.
Yeah,
number
big dude.
73, Mike Fernandez, 6 feet tall, 250 pounds.
There's not much consistency in there. What are you listening? You looking at a revamp, huh? I got him at 270 on my roster.
Yeah, it's just the way of things, I guess. He shrunk. He went on a diet.
He lost quick 20.
Our other man gained an inch. Forget who that guy was. It wasn't on the waist. It was in
it's on a word processor. Keep it accurate.
It's all right. People get the point. What a show this has been.
It's been fabulous.
We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have bringing it to you. Just the whole colorful scene, the whole aspect of a day game. I really enjoyed day football games.
Mike Griever out. I'm sure he's out for the rest of the game. He's cramping up every play, so.
You guys didn't have a lot of night games at Cal, did you?
Nah. Nah, we never played. Never one game, UCLA.
Really?
Yeah, always day games. That's when men play.
Kaiser under pressure. Nice pickup block there. We'll credit that later. As the ball is thrown, Woliczko can't quite come down with it on the defense. There's so many names to call here. Brian Mercer defended well against Woliczko. It was 74 Santa Cruz. Ron Miller, who gave Kaiser that extra moment he needed to throw because he made a real nice pickoff block there. I guess that's what you call it.
Well, Woliczko almost came down. He had the ball on his hip, and it was certainly a basketball where you go in and, you know, you're going to get that rebound. He screened everybody else and almost came down with the ball. It was a fabulous effort on his part.
So 3rd and 4, time going away. 52 seconds left in the football game. The Cardinals need a score and a onside kick and another one in 52 seconds. Stranger things have happened.
Well, that's true.
It's all fours, though, on the bottom row. 4th down, 4 to go in the 4th quarter. And now they've corrected to 3rd. It is 3rd.
Got 2 last plays left.
2 last plays.
Or 2... Yeah, 1 last play, but really 2 plays left,
2 last
right?
plays. I like the way you said it. Keep going, you'll be as quotable as Yogi Berra.
Yeah. John Madden, one of those guys, you know.
Even the presidents are quoting Yogi now. It's great. Oh, it's the president and would-be president.
Yeah. Well, I think there's 2.
It's fun.
Let's see what Casey can come up with here. It's
now they say it's 4th down. It is all 4s. 4th down, 4 yards to go. 4th and final quarter. Last.
Oops.
Here's the pressure. Boom. Ball thrown. Incomplete. Big number 85, Josh Kersey, 6'2", 215 pounds. All over KC Kaiser. The San Lorenzo Valley Cougars are going to go 6-0. After being, what, 9-0 last year?
Well, they lost. They lost 1. Yeah. Hey, you know,
8-1.
They really played well today. You know, they're down 14-0, and I said earlier, in high school, that's like, let's go home, folks. 14-0, the game's over. But the Valley is, they're the better team. They won today because they are the better team.
Well, it started in a blaze of glory for Santa Cruz with Jermaine Robinson going the distance. 97 yards on the kickoff for a touchdown, but except for one more march by Santa Cruz, they had the first 14. It's been all Cougars since. 24 points. They have the football, 48 seconds to just milk it, and that's what they'll do. Roberts genuflects.
Yeah.
Gets up. Cougars are going to win it. Are you ready to vote for our player of the game?
I got my vote.
Okay. It's unanimous. Our player of the game from San Lorenzo Valley for his kicking efforts, his hard running, and his all-around strong play this afternoon, number 40, Frankie Amador. And again, and that's going to be it. The clock's going away. The Cougars are on top of the league. They still have some important events to deal with down the road, including the Wildcats and the Condors. But for this afternoon in the big showdown, the all-red game, San Lorenzo and Santa Cruz, the Cougars come out on top. Your final score, San Lorenzo Valley 24, Santa Cruz 14. When we come back, we will be with our player of the game, Frankie Amador.
You're watching the Santa Cruz.
We